Okay, whenever you were talking about our loved ones in heaven, will we know our fathers, our mothers, our sisters, and our brothers when we go to heaven?
The passage we have to answer that, I think there's several of them. In the New Testament, when Moses and Elijah appeared on the Mount of Transfiguration with Christ, the disciples recognized who they were. They didn't have to be introduced. They knew who they were. How was that revealed to them? By the Holy Spirit. And so they knew them. They were recognizable. Here in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, beginning in verse 11, Paul writes, "When I was a child, I spake as a child, and I understood as a child, and I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things." He's talking about spiritual maturity. Verse 12, "But now we see through a glass darkly." It's like trying to look through a glass that's stained. And you can see outside, you can see images, but they're not plain. You can see them move, but you can't discern them. And he's talking about spiritual things. We're the same way, because we're handicapped by this human body to see things spiritual as we really can see them, because our mind, we have to logically figure it out. And some of the things the Spirit does can't be explained. And he says, we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known. What's he saying? You'll know me in heaven. Paul said, you'll know me in heaven. When I get to heaven, I'll know who he is. I'll know who David is. You'll know me. How far we'll go with that thing, I don't think husbands will know their wives as their wives, and the wives won't know their husband as their husbands, because Jesus refutes that in the Gospel of Luke when he says that they're neither given nor taken in marriage in heaven. And so there'll be no marriages in heaven. Some people teach that, mate here be your mate in heaven. There's no such thing, because they're sexless. There'll be no need for procreation in heaven. And procreation was made for earth, not for the angels. The angels have no sexual use